Deadlock podcast, 5 big booms. Boom! Boom! Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dead Air podcast.
Myself out of focus.
Boom, boom, boom. You've Abrams yourself.
There we go. Boom back
Okay,
in.
nice. Good job. I think that's it. That's the intro. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, hello, everyone. 5 big booms. We're back with the Dead Air podcast. There's been a couple little patches. They've been throwing them back at us blank throughout the days.
They've been throwing
it kind of feels like the old times again, where every day there'd be 18 patches.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, I'm reading small books.
Yeah, not sure what went on. They released a lot of stuff quite quickly. I mean, there's going to be another hotfix at some point, I tell you that right now, because they fixed some other stuff and broke something else. There's word around the network right now about siphon bullets. I'm almost 100% certain that's getting nerfed soon. It's very busted. I mean, when you see Haze, Vipers race all rushing siphon bullets, you know there's something wrong there. But yeah, there has been more changes. I mean, we'll take a look at the latest one here. We're straight into it. What the
I know, dude. We're spinning it up. It's a rapid fire episode.
I
self-censored.
I had to self-censor that because we're not even 10 minutes in. So I've got self-censor.
We're not even past the first few minutes. Yeah. It's a quicker fire. 5 big booms, but straight in. We're recording this one a couple of days in advance because obviously, as it stands right now,
boom, straight in.
I'll be in Finland. I'm going to be away blank for the weekend. So we're in early. You know, we never missed an episode, so we had to record ahead of time, didn't we? Obviously, exactly.
We're getting better with it, actually. You know, everything's getting a lot better.
Every episode, every week,
it's better.
Yeah, people are loving it.
I'm off nicotine for a week, by the way, as well. It's crazy.
Wow, congratulations. Good job.
That's why last week's podcast I was sat like this the entire time because I'm just shaking my legs violently from the withdrawal. But yeah, anyone who else is trying to quit, if you're listening to this, I wish you good luck. You can do it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. All right. At the end of the day, because I'm weak-willed. All right.
5 big booms for blank.
5 big booms for blank.
Boom.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. All right, great. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So everyone's up to speed. They know they know where we're going with this week's episode. But I think that's the state of it. State of the game blank. Things are looking good. We said this back with the last podcast, right? I think both of us pleasantly happy with the major update. Everything that changed feels nice. Game feels snappy. Fighting for souls feels pretty good right now, other than I do still strongly believe maybe we should test that idea of like a center ghost bullet just for souls to balance shotguns. I'm still of mind that would be worth a test.
Well, yeah, I mean, like there's definitely stuff in there where I think, you know, there's nuance to it. You could throw that ghost bullet in there. I am disliking the calicos. I am disliking the pockets.
It's the shotgun heroes, bro. It's silly. Boom.
Calm down.
Boom.
Calm down. Yeah, it's silly. It's a bit annoying. I think they've reduced like the soul security's advantage as well. It has become slightly more difficult, especially on heroes like with really, really low velocity like Warden. It is difficult. It is difficult to secure, and you have to be really on the money. So we'll see what they do with that. I mean, right now I'm actually pretty happy with where it stands. I don't know. I just don't. I feel like velocity should affect you in terms of aiming and bullet drop and that kind of thing. I don't think it should really affect your ability to claim souls in lane. It just feels like an added thing. It's like my heroes crap at souling. Like what's that all about?
Well, that's what I mean, because I think it's more so as well. If you want it, we're straight into a topic already. Look at this. This is a proficient podcast. We've had a summary. It's like a real podcast. This is crazy. Fruit Ninja on the Deadlock scene. Yeah, Abrams coming at you clean. I think genuinely it's one of those where like laning right now feels good mechanically, but like you say, I just wish it was a bit more fair long term forever. Because if we are going to get get more heroes and then more heroes and more heroes, with the potential for obviously like 10 years from now, if we're all still sat there in the cursed apple, bro, with 300 playable Deadlock heroes, some guns are going to feel really unbalanced, because I think it just happens naturally with game development. You get better at making kits, you get better at making the guns. Some are going to definitely outpace the older heroes. And I think the spread of weapons right now is all right, where some feel pretty good. But like you said, there is others where it just kind of sucks, because it feels like you're always on the back foot when laning, trying to get souls, trying to secure. That's why I think maybe some kind of universal way for the weapons to work just with souls. But it's harder than that, isn't it? I know we've had like three, 4 different ideas
mega discussions on this
over the podcasts.
I think that this current iteration, awesome. I really like it. I think it's good.
Fair.
I think adding a flash to the start of the soul, availability, claimability, window ability,
redeemability,
boomability, big time. That's great because I've been booming a lot of these soul orbs at the moment in lane. It's nice. I'm a big fan of it at the moment. I really like it. I think maybe we need to even the factors a little bit, up some velocities on weapons, because I think high velocity rounds as well. Because they upped it from like 500 souls to 800 souls, didn't they, with the item rework? It's no longer really that item that you buy in lane. You're like, I'm a 7. I'm a warden. I'm going to buy high velocity rounds for 500. Easy peasy. It's quite a big investment now, 800. And you're not building that into express shot later on those characters.
I think it's also one of those where the problem is it's kind of the rich get richer with the stats, but otherwise it's like a pain in the backside, where I feel like having weapon velocity on the item like that is good if you've already got higher velocity as base anyway. So it never really feels that great if you're behind. Like you say, kind of laning idea of that is out the window now anyway for that conversation. I don't know, bro. I know that's kind of a curveball one, but I'll throw that out there. I think that's one that could have a bit more looking at. Everything feels like it's getting iterated on right now.
That was like
though.
A boomerang, because you throw that one out each podcast, it keeps coming back, you know.
It gets better, though. And then I'm like, they fixed this bit, but maybe another bit.
Maybe another one. Just do a little bit more. Do a little bit more. Yeah, I respect it. There's also the hero kill bounty increase from 175 to 250. I like that one. I think that I hate seeing the guy who's 10, 3, and 9 having less souls than the dude who's 0, 5, and 2, because he just anchored a lane the entire game, which is one of the strongest ways to get souls right now. And I mean, there's also issues of people who are understanding how to do it, where I think just wave manipulation in general and the alternative ways to get souls, kills just aren't really translating that well at the moment. I do think you should be rewarded a lot for those kills and helping out your team, and not for actively inting your own guardian, sitting back at Walker, freezing the lane, because it's very hard for anyone to then come into that lane and get souls off of you, because you're always in a good position for the rest of the team to gank for you. So you're just getting more and more money by actively inting your guardian early. Like that's silly to me. That is silly. So we'll see what's happening there. Also, by the way, just a quick aside, 12 healing novas right now in Deadlock Fight Night going on at the moment. It was 12 rescue beams last week. Now it's 12 healing novas. There's some crazy antics.
Stack them up, mate. Stack them up. I still think one of my favourite all-time moments was the array, the magic carpet takeoff with the Mo and Krill commander. Do you remember one after another off the roof on the base invasion? Oh, that was a beautiful moment. That was
cracking times. Yeah,
that was good. That was good.
Yeah, so again, I think that's another big point to bring up right now. Sustained is in a bit of a crazy spot, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I think right now it's okay. There's a lot of hot fixes coming through, and I'm glad there's weird item metas going on. I'm glad there's weird item metas. I mean, there's a lot of variation to be had.
Well, exactly. I think we got a bit stagnant in the way that Deadlock was being played for a while, where it was very odd meta. I remember we were saying like flavor of the month brand Deadlock, or it was healing item in lane win, this item in lane win. If you don't buy Divine Barrier, you're trolling. It was all kind of set out. It felt played out. Yeah. I think the item refresh was a big kind of, cool, okay, everyone's kind of back in, you're learning again. Item builds do feel fruitful. A lot of characters are itemizing quite well. some definitely better than others. Like, you know, Rafe's all over the place right now. In terms of everyone's playing her. She's wrecking it. But I will say this, okay? As much as it is a bit like, oh, this is annoying, gun items are back again, much like we were saying, 7 months ago, right?
Yeah.
At least we have that argument. There was a while where it was like, what? Why buy a gun? You know, when Spirit's so much better.
This is the thing, though. Gun is kind of still in a pose spot. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just that, like, in tandem, gun 800, 600 items, some of the best in the game.
They're really good.
You get a lot of value up early, and then you just buy like Spirit, Vitality, and win off the back of that. I mean, Siphon Bullets right now. That needs to get guillotined immediately, please.
You know someone's rich when they're out there with their vampiric burst, and it's just like, what are you doing? Like, where are you? 40-minute game, hates, just farming. What are you doing with that?
I had a funny moment in my game the other day where I ran this 7 down, and I just shot him in the back to death in like a good. It was like basically a 4-second spray from my side. Unreal, by the way.
MP5 round the corner.
I tracked him so well, and he went. Real skillful character that, and I went, I'm literally aiming at you, there was skill required, and he goes, yeah, fair play, I'm just pretty angry right now. And I went, yeah, fair enough.
I think that's fair, dude.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know what someone's going through in their daily day when they join the cursed apple, mate.
He just backed out as well. He didn't even try and argue with me. He was just like, yeah, I'm having a bad day. I'm having a bad day.
What was that? Said you're a noob, but obviously you're probably not.
Probably not. I'm just, my post didn't get delivered today. It made me quite upset.
my dog knocked water all over me, and I hate water. Yeah. I'm made of fire.
Yeah, so that was that. It was funny. Yeah. It made me laugh, so I enjoyed that. Yeah. But yeah, gun is
Guns up.
Going
it's
good.
Like, stonks, man. Gun stonks.
Big stonks.
I'm loving that. 5 big guns. Probably not, actually.
That could be a cool character, though.
That wouldn't be bad. 5 big guns. Actually, that's the whole character concept. It really is just 5 big guns. Just together. That's it.
And they're just spiritual, like they're not even attached to anything.
Dude, that'd be sick. First Deadlock Major.
Yeah. It could be like, like the old school angels. It's just guns that like in a circle, and then every time you use a different ability, switches to a new gun.
Rotate round.
Yeah, like a revolver. That could be cool.
See, here you go.
Free ideas here at Dead Air every day.
We've always got hero concepts. We've always got hero concepts.
Maybe not the best, but yeah, you can have them for free.
Mate, people love it. I tell you what. 6 big guns.
6. Wow, you're really pushing the boat. That's crazy. I will say it's crazy from Valve, which is really pushing the boat out. Guess what? Shiv move speed reduced from 7 to 6.8.
Those move speed reductions were interesting.
That's killed
They were interesting, actually. They sprinkled a couple of those in. The Abrams one was weird as well. Down by like 0.3. It's move speed, not even sprint speed, so they're still getting played with since the change. I mean, we went up globally 1.5 meters overall for sprint speed, which is what it is. Move speed affects everything, though. It does technically affect your sprint speed.
It's like 0.2. I guess so.
Even on the side by side, dude, it wasn't much. Not much of a difference.
No, I just think for Shiv they just need to they desperately need to rework bloodletting. Somehow, some way, bloodletting's got to change. I think that character has an identity crisis. I think I complain about him once every podcast, and it's fair enough because he needs complaining about. But yeah, I just think he has an identity crisis, Jacky. Like, is he a tank buster or is he a tank? Like, choose one or the other. Have you seen the Mikhail S build that's currently going around? Literally, he's dubbed it. So creative is Mikhail S, by the way. One of the most creative minds in Deadlock. It's called Never Die Shiv build. And it's right, You
just never die.
It hits the nail on the head. He just plays tank. He maxes all early. There's not much you can do against it. So it's quite frustrating to play against. I love that he's popularized it. Someone's got to put Headhunter on a pedestal so Valve can take a proper look at it. It needs happening. It's happening. But again, let me pull it back a little bit. What I will say.
Take top off, have a look. Yep.
Smells good.
What's in there?
Aerate it. I think that at the moment, builds and character identity, it's fun. It's the best it's ever been. You're having weird and wonderful builds like come through, and I think it's never been more interesting to. I think Geist's a really good example of it, where bomb build's viable, healing siphon's viable, just playing gun build in general, that's very viable. Like, that's three builds there that all work. One of them is maybe a little bit better than the others, but overall they're all very viable and good to play. Like, it's crazy. Before, it was like there's only one way to play the guys.
But I think we've gone full circle there, because originally it was you can do whatever you want with every character in every category, and everything felt viable, right? But then we hit kind of the depth of that, and as it got more figured out, and especially as soon as the game went in the public eye and everyone was really min-maxing like builds, and we all got keen. I think we lost that a bit, because you realise, well, some items is vastly more overpowered, best in slot, just going to pick this up, and then it was solved. But the big rework has, I'd hope, not just temporarily brought that back. Well, we will have viable builds in different ways in each tree, and maybe if we're getting like slight updates, even long term as well, little balance tweaks here and there. I think it's good. I think there's just more depth to all the items as well, though, where they affect gameplay more than just statistics on a vast array, which is definitely the better way to do it. They have kind of knocked that on the head, and clearly they're trying to get everything balanced quickly already, because we had about a week now, couple patches sprinkled out. You've had the hot fixes, they're running little fixes, they're super active on the forums right now, feels like everything's kind of getting looked at and combed out, and I think people have been excited as well. Like, there was a big spike of players that came back, which obviously always happens when we get the major updates. You see people that jump in for a bit, play for a little bit, and then peace out. But this is a good one, dude. I think it's also, I will say, I think it's tricked a couple people that think maybe the game's more done than it is again. Where, where you get the community of people that see it and they go, oh, the game's done. The game looks like it's done finished now. Yeah, is it coming out? July beta. I keep seeing that. July beta.
People keep saying summer
July
beta.
July beta. Like, why would they just, what does that mean?
I don't think so.
You can access the game now. Like, just tell your friend, I want to play Deadlock. Find the Deadlock hookup, your Deadlock plug in your local area. Imagine that. You just stand around game conventions. Hey, mate, psst, you want to play some Deadlock? Yeah, what's that? Do you like Valve?
Tell me you love Valve.
You like Portal, don't you, mate? You like Half-Life? What about Dota?
Same kind of thing.
Yeah, you like Dota? I like Dota, yeah. You'll love Deadlock. Have a bump of this. I've laid on some Deadlock for everyone.
He's bringing out some little codes in some baggies. That could be quite good, actually. I'd enjoy that. Yeah, that would be good.
No, actually. Yeah. Oh, imagine if the shopkeeper was like that stereotypical kind of... You ever played Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah.
What's his name? It's like something shady. It's just like kind of the floating glasses that sells you guns. He's like the gun vendor.
Yeah, oh, God.
Is it Slim Shady? Is he literally called
Ratchet
Slim Shady?
And Clank gun vendor glasses.
Slim Shady. Hang on.
Oh.
Slim Cognito. Slim Cognito. Mate, by the way, that's an unbelievable name. Yeah. Slim Cognito. Deadlock need that.
They were on some next level stuff back then.
Oh, they did nail it. Yeah. Ratchet and Clank was peak.
Jak and Daxter as well. I mean,
also good.
There was nothing better than throwing two names together and making that shit a game.
Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah. Jak, Daxter, Ratchet, Clank, boom. You knew they were bangers from the get-go. Yeah.
They were duos, they were double acts.
Yeah.
One guy is big, one guy's small, and anthropomorphic.
Sometimes sits on the shoulders quite frequently, actually.
He could probably be a jetpack or help him jump.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Yeah,
madness.
Perfect.
We need that. Oh, Mo and Krill.
They've done it again.
They've actually done it. They've done it again.
Guys on the shoulders.
Mate. It helps him move. Oh my God, they're a double act.
Yeah, that's
one doesn't talk because he's an animal. Oh, they've actually solved it. They've solved it.
He does speak though.
True.
Does,
well, not. Yeah. Well, he sniffles.
No, he does speak.
Not Mo. Yeah, Maurice. What's
talks.
Maurice saying?
Maurice has been talking. He talks. He's like that full like voice line with Hayes. There's like a full start.
Is it Krill or Mo that's talking though? Only one of them talk. No,
I think it's Momo who's speaking.
Are you sure?
I'm calling him his nickname. Yeah.
These paws can burrow through anything. But I don't think Maurice talks. I'm pretty sure.
Mo and Krill.
Mo and Krill. Does Mo speak? I don't think Mo speaks.
I am Krill.
Mo doesn't speak. Mo doesn't speak. No, I'm telling you, this is like a Mandela effect.
Right. This is
I've never heard Mo speak.
There is a transcription here. He does the digging, I do the talking. We tried it different way, but it didn't work. Yes, you're right. Damn.
Mo's claws can dig through anything. and then Mo goes, hey, 5 big paws. And he starts digging.
Well,
that'd be a secret hidden voice line. 5 big boons.
Yeah,
Boons.
once Momo grabs them, they'll be easy for you to shoot. That's where I'm seeing it from. Also, cutest nickname ever. Because Momo. Because Hayes then goes, once I put them to sleep, it will be easy for Momo. Like she even gets down with it. So cute.
Yeah, they're friends.
So
they're friends. Yeah. But yeah, dude. Okay, well there you go. We've solved that. But Slim Cognito, I think we need the vendor. Slim Cognito style sort of character, very shady. Yeah. He's dealing you all the bits. I think that's what we need. That's what we need at this point.
Yeah,
that would be good, mate. That would be good. Dealing all the loot, dealing out the guns.
Yeah. Yeah, fantastic, brilliant. Love that. That's gone well for us.
It's a great update. It's a great update.
It's beautiful stuff.
Tell you what, though, you know, it was actually unexpected. Obviously, we had the little patch notice kind of hotfix video talking about rejuve, talking about the changes. Whacked a whole load of resistance on troopers in the enemy base, didn't they?
Wait. Have they just thrown out another one?
Have they done another patch now?
Yeah, they have.
5 minutes ago. Yep, there we go.
There you go. Cypher bullets fucking nerfed. Absolutely rinsed. Thank the Lord for that. That's done.
Well, there you go.
Express shot. I think that's one that definitely needed dealing with as well. I wonder how that affects Carbine, honestly. Because I hate... You know what? You know what I hated as Hayes? Getting one big boom.
One big bang, yeah.
One big boom from a Paradox and I was dead. So, and a lot of that was due to express shot scaling. I wonder if she'll still be strong, but we'll see. Can they bloody stop for a second?
It's patch after patch. Okay, so this is further tweaks to the base. We'll talk about this. We've already had one set of base tweaks that went in the last patch. So for those of you that are unaware, obviously, like I said, this is a couple days in the past to when we'll actually post this. I'm in Finland.
Yes.
But the patch has just gone out 6 minutes ago for the 21st. Trooper resistance, something I just mentioned there, that's gone down. Okay, so this was bumped up to 50%, which felt excessive. That's gone down to 40% now.
Kind of needed a McGuinness, honestly, to deal with it.
But even then, they would not go down. Especially with Rejuve, they would not go down.
Yeah,
it felt
kept
very,
very back up again. It was crazy. It
was like the Undertaker.
Rocky.
But this is even more base changes. Base changes galore, mate. And all of these have been reeking of Valve just wanting games just to end when you get in the base.
Please finish the match.
They want it over with.
Yeah, I think the Trooper Resistance was not the way. That was not the way
Probably
forward.
Not.
But I do like this where they've moved shrines away from the back walls bit, made them easier to shoot. They redesigned the cover. I've not seen that yet.
By the way, remember that's 27 meters you have to shoot shrines now.
Which is much better. I did feel like it was hard to convince your teammates to get in there.
You had to get in. You had
to be like the sacrifice. To be like, right, I'll go sit on it.
Shrines felt like a backdoor dream, and that was it. Otherwise, nothing. It was a real risk of like people would fight on the cusp, you know, where they'd be like, "Oh, do I really want to go in the base?"
Yeah. What else did they do? Tweak troopers to go around new statues. So there's new statues at the front of midline for extra cover. That's good. I mean, assault in that area need a little bit of cover, which is nice. Oh my days.
Valve hate nature confirmed.
They hate nature getting rid of trees. This is good. Melee damage growth per boon reduced by 5%.
Yeah.
Oh, you crushing fist fans are not going to be happy about that. But I'm glad about it. I think like melee was kind of strong, honestly.
Melee felt like
it was hidden hidden strong as well.
Yeah. Hidden Jitsu. Secret ninjutsu.
It was the secret ninjutsu, yeah.
People are getting turned to leaves all over the place. Yeah, I was getting real frustrated with some Calico melee builds.
Yeah, they had the Konoha to the face.
It's so annoying. Yeah, they escaped their secret ninja village, and now they're starting to inflict pain on me in lane.
In lane, not good.
No.
So yeah, I think that. But there was a lot of cases. Barker. Can't do that.
Sorry. Yeah. The unexpected Barker.
Mr. Yoshi Shinigami of melee players. But yeah, I think it's good because I think I experienced it quite a bit where you had an issue of the light meleeers, man. The light meleeers. You know,
quick hits. They're coming in with a quick visit.
And then they would tease out a parry from you. And then once you parry, they're like, you failed. You've decided to parry, have you?
I was also getting some of those really laggy moments as well with punches. I don't know if that's been fixed or what's going on, but this
I don't think
past couple of days, bro, it's bad. And it wasn't like this. It feels worse now, which I will throw in.
There's a guy in Phantom Ascendant area. Yeah. He's called Try, and he played Haze for a little bit. But now I see him on Magician. He's been doing this, right? He plays Magician, so annoying. He builds straight into Hex and melee items. He does this in lane. He goes.
Well, just the quick flick with his mouse so that he spins.
He's spinning it.
And does it connect or like?
He's connecting to me. I'm here, and he's going, and it's hitting me. And I can't counter it. I can't counter his power.
That is weird. It does feel like when people flick, there's some shenanigans going on with the hitboxes. It's like delayed. Verticality's hitting me as well.
He knows.
I was getting hit underneath bridges in lane, like out York Lane underneath bridge. I'm getting hit by a punch on top. And I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, that's happened to me as well. Like, Calico's just uppercutting your bloody ankles through the floor. Like, not cool.
What's going on there?
Yeah.
Fix it, Valve.
Valve. I mean, they have that. I'm glad. I am glad that they've tuned down the melee damage growth, which is good. Which is really nice. Breakable souls to the post game source graph. Previously bundled in with Earn. And fixed breakable souls being counted as secured souls rather than unsecured. Actually, I kind of noticed that. Do you remember when your souls on the bottom of I was confused by this, where your unsecured souls would be 432, and then it'd be 2k, and then it'd be 0. You'd be like, whoa, what's happening there then? So I think that's maybe what was happening on that side, which is nice. That's good because people have been box maxing. You know. Did a little tweet about it today.
Loving the boxes
I'm in your subway. I'm invading your subway. Which I hate.
Like the moon emoji.
Yeah. I'm in your subway right now. Yeah, I hate it. I hate it so much. But yeah, I would quite like to see this. I think this is a good thing to add to the post breakdown.
You know what's weird? It does kind of feel like, again, we're just getting full circle, where every time it does remind me of 5 months ago, 6 months ago, I remember these same issues there. I remember when we all discovered boxes, and we were
box maxing.
Have you ever hit these boxes? Suddenly spending games, smashing them the whole game. You're like, where are you? Just breaking all the boxes. 80,000 souls.
It's as soon as they added mid-room as well, and it's like, whoa. So many boxes in here. Yeah, unreal, unbelievable. I think Leafo was abusing this day one. Remember when any boxes you broke with AoE abilities, that would give you 100% confirmed souls, and he was 60k at 30 minutes. Evil. He wouldn't tell anyone either. He wasn't even going live on Twitch about it. He was just straight up doing it. Respect the hustle, man. Respect the hustle. Love it from him.
He was climbing. He was climbing
60k,
Rocky
20 minutes in.
Rocky Balboa. He was out there.
Yeah, brilliant stuff.
6 big booms for him.
6 big booms for the Calico player.
Yeah.
So I like that. Again, I think that right now, Breakable Souls may be a little bit too strong. I think when you get to 30 minutes in and they're giving you 120 souls, at 30 minutes, by the way, Tier 1 camps, they give you 160. You break 2 boxes, you're getting 220. Why are we getting 80 more souls from hitting 2 boxes than we are for killing a jungle camp? That's wrong. That's wrong in my opinion. That needs to change. I don't know if they... Because it's also RNG as well. Like, you could be one carry on one team as a Wraith player, right, Jacky? And then you could have a Haze on the other team. They could break the exact same amount of boxes and then end up 5k differential just purely out of RNG. And I don't like that. I don't think I enjoy that. I mean, that's... I don't know what you do about that as well, because I think boxes are great. Urns are great. I was talking to a friend about this and he was like, you need to have something that populates spaces on the map so players have a reason to go there and a reason to interact with that space. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
But the boxes are too strong. They're too strong.
But I think that does just happen, though, where everything gets a bit too strong. Everyone is like a hungry hyena in Deadlock, where souls are so... Because it's not only your currency, but it's also your experience. It's so lucrative that I think that's the thing. Everyone's on that grind. They're looking to... so we're going to have these birds where it'll always be something so strong. Like the what was it? The rework to Sinner's Sacrifice was unbelievable for a while, and that was goated, and that was trumping everything because the golden statue buffs and the souls. It was just like, well, nothing else matters. Before that, kills were super viable, and when Vindicta was just crazy for a bit because the bonus gold that you'd get, the way you just farm with that ult only, kind of just stealing kills to be like, don't worry, team, I will fund us all.
And I will not take any trooper farm. Yeah, I think it's an interesting one.
It's so hard to balance.
I think for Sinners though it was slightly more okay because it was a case of you could fight over those, and if you won out on it, then you were winning. Right?
I'm not gonna lie, it was probably a weird time, but it was a good time of everyone fighting so aggressively over Sinner's Sacrifice. Remember, it'd be like, dude, 8 minutes, I'm going in, someone's in our Sinners, like beating each other up.
You got to go in there. Again,
parrying people, roll in, parry as they punch. Take that.
I think the difference is that if I fight over Sinner's Sacrifice, I know what I'm fighting over. If I'm fighting over bloody subway boxes, I'm fighting over either 500 souls or 50. Like, I don't like that. I might even be fighting over 12% weapon damage or 0% weapon damage. I don't know if they just make all boxes drop souls and then the soul count is vastly reduced. Because I do like the idea of box maxing. I actually do like it. I like people who have box routes as well because it's giving a cool extra thing to be doing during lane phase. And I think they could build on that where they do make they actually make box routes for you that players can experiment with. So you push the wave and then you box max, you come back to lane, you do a little bit of poking here and there. That's fun to me. That's just an extra added step. The game is quite high actions per minute, but I want my box run to be guaranteed. If I go out there, I'm getting some value, or if I go and try and stop the box max run, I know that I am guaranteed to stop that player from getting value. I don't know, man. I've got a lot of things bounced around in my head at the moment about Deadlock. I think it could be great.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think it's actually a viable conversation to bring up. That's one for the books. Souls have always felt like they're in a weird place. I think soul economy changes. A lot of that, obviously, as well, is just item-driven, where maybe now they've done items, actually they would have more of a time to have a look at this. Because I think the worth of a soul means a lot now, whereas before it was a bit more arbitrary. Now we can kind of determine, how much a soul is worth and how much we need to sprinkle in. If we give all boxes souls... what is the bar for this being fun or annoying or not balanced? Because I suppose you have to test that for a while. I get what you mean, though. I could see that. At least then you'd have more of a reason to understand, am I going to break that box and get something? Actually, you know what? It would solve as well teaching new players, you must break these and should break these.
Yes, dude,
it's not a random event. It's rewarding always to break
these. This is such a good point to make as well, because you bring up a really good point, actually, because... I think that going to deny jungle, that makes sense, right? If I'm a new player going to the game, that jungle gives me money. That jungle also gives them money. I'm going to go stop that.
Take it away. Hoover it.
I'm a hoover that. As a new player, though, my brain doesn't immediately go, I want to go break the fucking boxes in Subway, dude. I don't think any new player thinks that. I don't think any new player thinks that. So, that probably would be a good incentive for players to be like, actually...
That is Deadlock to a T, though, dude, where there's so much stuff that just, does not click for anyone. They start playing, and it's hard because, obviously, you lose
I've been playing for 1,000 hours.
That's what I mean.
That don't click.
Yeah, but there's like a veil, right? Of almost, we've transcended that now. We've been through the looking glass, you know. We've been looking at the game month after month, a year now of it changing. That we're like, yes, I understand Valve's decisions. Sat there like enlightened.
I can
but
see
obviously, for a new player, it's probably mental. Where you jump in, it's like, okay, so my XP is also my gold, and I have to kill these little like gremlin guys and the candle guys. Oh, wait a minute, there's a single gremlin guy left, so no more spawn. Okay, you know, all this arbitrary stuff. I think it's
Fairfax
more
big money box right now.
Yeah, it's also that is interesting. Like, how do you translate that where it's just like, oh, you must break the boxes. You must slide. The best one, actually, to put this in perspective, I remember every time where you'd be like, yeah, if you slide, you get unlimited ammo. And everyone go, oh, bug, is it? And you're like, no.
It's intended.
That's the game. Like, it's balanced that way. Like, Deadlock is just arbitrary, isn't it, I suppose?
But do you know what's crazy as well? Is that for anyone who's playing on like a yellow or green lane, right? You really want to fight for the stairs. Right, on the left hand side, if you're on the left hand side of the map, or the right hand side if you're on the right hand side of the map, you want to fight for those stairs because you can slide down the stairs and it gives you more bullets because you're getting unlimited ammo. And that's such a small thing, but those small little things add up in lane. That's what you go. It's the same thing with boxes. You break more boxes on the right side, the left side where the old veil used to be. That's what you want. It's just these tiny little things, and that is Deadlock to a T. It's just small things.
But that's what made it so good. Is I remember as well. This is fun. This is like one of the old ones where we talk about like reminiscing about. Oh, do you remember when Deadlock came out and I learned that I could shoot and slide? It's like that, but it cracks me up because that's still what the game is. Where it's really fun. You see the people that vibe with it, where they're like, oh, I love this. It's because it is like a mad APM kind of. There's so many decisions that are the correct decision at any given time in Deadlock, but half the time you will make the wrong one. And that is the beauty of the game, where it's like there's so much you could do that is the right answer, but it's probably going to go wrong because everyone's also living that internal decision making, and it's really fun because of it. You know, I think it's cool that at least it is in that state, dude, where you could still viably just be a cat and break a million boxes, and that's it. And people just die because of your AOE, or you can be mad sick at playing Geist and just like clicking heads and doing nothing else. It's fun. Like Deadlock really is one of those weird games where it's so rewarding in the weirdest ways. Of you do get satisfaction from those moments.
It is, and I think that's the thing about it, is that I just want those rewarding moments to be less RNG based and more a case of I know exactly where my money's coming from. Right. Yeah. I think that's the only issue I have right now with Deadlock, is that I really like the compound effects of that. If I make certain amount of right decisions in lane and I pull off those correct decisions, then I should win lane. I should be ahead economically. I just don't like it where it's a case of, okay, we kill both of them early on in this lane, which means now, because they outplayed us a little bit later, they get twice the amount of souls killing us than we did earlier, and we weren't able to pressure that lead because headshot booster is not enough. Like, that kind of stuff is frustrating. And I think those kind of things just need to be figured out a little bit. Because it is, you're inting yourself by getting that early lead. Like, typically you want to win a lane around about 2.4, 2.5k souls. That's when you get the biggest lead and you can push towards ultimate. I don't know, man. Maybe that is just a case that I'm too aggressive too early. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I think it is one of those, though, where maybe they're trying to balance that somewhat. At least, obviously, you've heard the feedback where all of us were saying, like, it felt weird and arbitrary in terms of getting kills, where, like we were saying, right, it just wasn't rewarding. Games were won more off purely stay in your lane, cuz. Like, don't go anywhere. Don't go to farm. Like, don't come. Just stay. And, come. You know, get the wave souls, and that was it.
My problem was that I was I'm going to come. I was
going to go.
I was going to the end fights.
Yeah, you want to roll.
Exactly. I got ruined because of it.
But at least, you know, if we're getting more souls for that, maybe that will make that feel a bit better. I would like fighting to be a bit generally more encouraged, but it's rough because, again, I think this is a fickle balance where we're back in one of those states where all it will take now, mate, is a bit of a push and we end up back in the Marvel Rivals lane meta. And I don't want that because that feels lame. Like, and we finally kind of fixed, like, there is some ganking and there is more fighting. I'll say that. I think at least ganking, bit of it back on the menu. You know what I mean? Like, people are out there, they're roaming between lanes, Blank. They're roaming now. They're taking the lanes. The objectives are being fought for. They're not just TPing. They're not just, you know what I mean? Back in my day.
Fighting.
They're fighting for their lanes.
Yeah,
people are winning their lanes. Games are a bit different again, which I think is good there. Yeah, but kills back on the menu would be big. I would like the idea of more fighting encouraged, but we can't slip back into that trope because it's happened a few times throughout the metas.
Also, I would quite like it if First Blood meant a little bit more. I know it does give like quite a few souls at the moment, but I think it should give more, man. I think it should be that incentive of like, I don't want to lose my lane too early. If I give First Blood, that's a whole lot of souls going, and I think it should reward the normal amount of souls to the assist, but a big bunch to the killer, right? Okay.
What if you tie it in lore with the idea of like the sacrifices and all that, where each individual lane gets a First Blood, and that First Blood is like a one wave buff to that set of troopers, like sacrifice buff.
Oh,
so
like
one
that.
stronger wave. You've won a fight. Get some damage.
One stronger way, and you can either like choose to use that wave to harass,
go farm, commit,
subway, go subway.
Yep, see, gives you an opportunity to go do one of the other mechanics.
I need to stop talking about that. But yeah,
but genuinely, I think maybe that's the way.
No, I'd like
also,
that. Also,
quick thinking now. Why are we not just telegraphed more what our overall bounty is in a clearer way if there's any additional bonuses? Some sort, like I can see my unsecured souls, but if there's any sort of additional bounty on my head or the sort of modifier stuff like that, something that shows your worth, where it's like you're on fire, bounty over your head, literally a money bag, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've had games where I've lost them because I've been playing quite well, and then I'll make a silly mistake, and I will die and give 2,000 souls to one random wraith because they've ganked me. And I'm like, wow, don't feel like I deserve that. Like, I'm just trying to split push here. Instead, I've just absolutely
framed the game,
screwed our economy. But if I knew that I was worth 2k souls, maybe I would have chosen not to split push there. So yeah, that could be good. I quite like to know
imagine literally like souls just falling off you as you run. It's very evident. You're I should go back. I'm such a target. Look at me.
Well, exactly. I think that I know in League they do this as well, where it's a case of if you're dominating, and then it'll be like worth 1,200 gold or something like that.
Okay.
In the chat, it'll be like in brackets 1,200 gold bounty. I think that needs to happen. That could just be thrown up on like the old UI, the old UI. Sort that out.
Or literally even just a global call out, and then for your POV, you get some kind of tint. Like the UI has a different tint, some kind of like souls falling off you, some indication that just tells you you're worth a lot of money right now. If you die, it's bad.
Yeah.
But just so you understand, But that would also, I think, is another way you could incentivize, like give people a chain of, the kill multipliers for obviously like completing kill streaks, and kill streaks being a thing where it bumps it up, the sound cues increase, it shows how many kills you've had. If that was more evident from a playing POV as well, to keep you pushing, where you could also show that, maybe a little faint crown appears over their head in game, 2 like on it, 3 on it. Yeah, so you're just like, damn, dude, this guy's like, this Shiv is on a 6 kill streak right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess with him.
You know what? Like, that. Oh, God, too much to talk about right now. Boom my camera again. Boomed it back. I boomed it back.
It's a jam-packed episode. They're getting 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a plane to catch.
I mean, to be fair, we do need to wrap this up so you can actually catch this plane. But I will say that. Oh, damn. I've ruined it.
Sorry. Run it back.
That's all right.
Soul crowns, kill modifiers.
Soul crown, kill modifiers. Yes, thank you very much. Do you know the new health bars? They've been around for a while, but still haven't been implemented yet. Not sure why. I'm still using the old ones because I'm like, until they implement the new ones, I'm probably not going to use them.
I use them just because they look prettier.
I know, but I'm like, they could change, so I'm just going to use the default ones for now. But I do think that with those, I'd quite like to see, just like you say with the visual indicators of, that's a 5 killer Shiv.
That's a rich Shiv.
That's a rich Shiv. Don't want to deal with that guy. So I would quite like for there to be more indication on those health bars. Like Boons 17. I mean, the dude's level 17 essentially. That's all I want to see. It's like, instead of having to look up the net worth and being like 28k, I'm like, that guy's level 17. That guy's strong. It's crazy to me that that's not in the game.
How are we not actually any sort of indication of power level? I know levels obviously are represented by boons, right? But some kind of... Because the only one you used to have was the ult indicator. But even now, it's vague. It's vague.
It's vague. And that could be added to the health bar as well. Just have a little, like, flaming soul symbol. They have ult available. I can immediately see that by looking at the character.
Well, they're trying to do that with the new if they go for it, UI HUD, right, where it has like an eyeball. But still, that's what I'm saying. Like you say, I miss way back. OGs will remember. Used to just show their actual old icon when it was available, and it would be on HUD. Boom, you had it. That was the best way. But I don't think they like that.
No, I don't think they'd like it either. I think even if they don't show the ult on the character itself, because the amount of times I hear in my games. Didn't realise the Geist had swap actually. That really upsets me, and I do it too. Okay, I'm also guilty of this.
Do you know what? Give me a faint outline glow. Give me a character glow to indicate ultimate.
Ult available.
They've already got the source outline is now indicating health. It's indicating X-ray for teammates, for creep. They're using it for everything. Make it glow a different color when they have ult, so you always know. Then even spectators and people learning the esport and the game would go, "Oh, glowy
something."
Yeah.
But yeah, even if they don't do that, I would like to see a little 6, 7, 18
big
symbol
boom
on there. I'd like to see 6 big booms. Just give me a big boon indicator. Yeah, give me a big boon indicator.
Give me a big boon indicator. Big boon. Oh, mate.
Yes. Big boon indicator, and that'd be fine. Ooh. Again, there's stuff like that guy's level 5. He's almost level 6. That's ult time.
It would be helpful. It would be helpful. Because I feel like it's vague right now and I don't know, and maybe we don't have to have it be as arbitrary. Because if it was a bit more clear-cut, I think we'd be able to make decisions a bit better, players that understand a bit better like what it means. But again, maybe that's part of the fat that they're trying to trim from MOBA, where they don't want people to be hyper-focused on what level are you, what, you know what I mean? Maybe they want it to be a bit more vague, where it's just level souls, 7? That's it. You know, all you've got is this vague economy and then figure out the rest, buddy. How many golden boons has he got? How many small temporary buffs has he got?
Little noob. Did you know that noob backward is boon?
Boon. Yeah. I'm a boon noob.
I'm a boon noob. Yeah, you only got 5.
You know, race car is race car in reverse.
No way. That's crazy. I don't believe you.
You ever heard about antigrams?
Antigrams.
So, you know, you have anagrams, like, you know, Lord Voldemort is an anagram of Tom Motherlow Riddle.
Wow.
Yeah. If antigrams are effectively an anagram of a word that means the opposite of the original word. So, like, customer service can be rearranged to store scum.
Oh, yeah, true. A lot of times they are.
Yeah. Which is quite fun. I do enjoy antigrams, I think.
Yeah, I'll look them up later. But overall, this has been a great patch. New patch as well. 11.55 came through. Check that one out. Probably 2 days from now. You likely will be looking at this a little bit later.
I'll be packing and then making a patch note.
That's right. Express shot in the head. Headhunter, shot in the head. Call of Sacrifice, shot in the head. As well as Siphon Bullets. You know, that's been taken up back as well, which is good to see. But yeah, overall, some good changes. I like them. Go check them out. Deadlock's in a really good spot. And we'll see you next week. Something like that.
I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Potentially.
We'll be back. It'll all be fine. I'll be away in Finland hosting a Counter-Strike event. So not Deadlock, but still Valve. Shout out to Mandem. Still Valve. The Nordic Masters. Should be fun, mate. I've never been to Finland, and I'm going to Vasa, I believe.
Vasa?
It's a nice little seaside town, I've heard.
Is it water? Is that,
there is water. It's nice. It should be really good. I think it should be a fun place. I hope I've said it right, because if it's not called Vasa, that'd be a nightmare.
I'm actually apparently water, right?
I'm announcing to the stage, like a member of the European Parliament that's going to come out and like do a speech about esports in Finland.
I'm never going to see you again, basically.
No, I think it should be fine, dude. I'm just going to be like, you know, Mr. Finland.
Welcome
the Counter-Strike
to the stage.
Yeah, and that will be me. So hopefully that goes well. And then I'll be back. And, of course, regular programming will continue. So me and Blank will be back. This probably is, you know, maybe a little bit out of order if you're like, oh, look, There's been 2 more patches since then. Who knows? I'm in Finland, mate. Deal with it. But I hope you've enjoyed the coverage you did get. Yeah, that's it. All right, then. Cool. That was a good one. Some nice topics in there. Some fun little moments. Patch drop midway through. That's not happened for a while.
Oh, it was
Best
cool, though.
one
It was cool, though.
was when the game came out.
Oh,
mid-podcast.
Yeah. Oh, man. I was in that weird hotel.
We still have that moment. That's funny to look back on.
That's true.
We'll look back on that one day. That would be good. Right, there you go. Dead Air Podcast. That's another one in the books. Slightly shorter this time. We'll make up for it later.
Bye.
See you later.
See you later.
See you later.
Soon.
See you in Lane with 5 big booms. Boom, 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 boom. These claws can dig through anything.
Big boons.
Goodbye.